April the 13th, 2026, and getting ready for another podcast, which is going to be on and popping today, 11 a.m. in an hour and 15 minutes. I do have some technical difficulties. If you can't tell by now, my ring light, for whatever the reason, the power supply crapped out. And this is not run on batteries. If it is, let me see. I don't think it is. It's just a plug. Yeah, it's for whatever the reason, it is crapped out. Power, voltage, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I wish this ran on batteries, but it does not. Here is my cord, just so you know. So when I plug it in, Bio, what is happening? Greetings. Yeah, my ring light is out. The power cord. Look at this. So as you see it right now, that's what the podcast is going to look like. I do have, that's a lie. I do have a backup, but I don't know. I haven't, you know what? I should go charge these now. In fact, I will do that. This is my backup. These I'm actually going to plug in a matter of moments. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that now if you want to hang tight. But Bio, how you doing, my man? What's happening? Weather's going to get warmer here in New York over the next few days. Looking forward to that. Actually, tomorrow I think it's going to be 86. Today, the high 77. And yeah, as a matter of fact, bear with me, Bio. I'll talk in the background. I just need to plug these in. So, got a lot cooking on the podcast today. We have, obviously, the Masters. Got to talk Rory. And what he did here, not only just yesterday, but last year, back-to-back years where he's made history at Augusta. That's number one. Number two, the NBA playing tournament, which, yes, everybody, I'm sure, is maybe not looking forward to or is just waiting to get to Saturday, which I understand, but I got to have some storylines to talk about when it comes to the association and the playing scenario. All right, I'm back. Doing good. Rain here yesterday, a little today. Oh, wow. One of the, what, how many days that it rains in Southern California? Maybe like 60 days. That may be too many, but. So I apologize not having the light. I'm going to have to get a power supply in the next few days. Maybe I could Amazon it and get it here by Thursday or maybe by Wednesday. I'm going to make cut close for the podcast pregame. If not, I'll have to use my backup. But yes, we got to talk Rory. And how I looked at it was that there wasn't a lot of drama, I thought, yesterday, especially when you got into the back nine. And I understand Scotty Scheffler made a run and Cameron Smith, or Cameron Young, excuse me. I was very disappointed in him. And not that I'm a fan of his, but yeah, his putter just, yes, Mets Dodgers. Yeah, I'm going to talk baseball too, because I got some interesting takes there for everybody. I'll give you a little sample size in a minute. But yeah, not riveting down the stretch. I'll explain why. The novice. Oh, it is WrestleMania week? Where? Let me think. If I had to guess, is WrestleMania in SoFi or Allegiant Stadium this year? Wasn't it MetLife last year or the year before that? But obviously the golf I'll get into, the NBA, now that the season is over and we have the play-in scenario, Las Vegas, okay? I figured Allegiant. All right. What is that? As a matter of fact, isn't that WrestleMania? Let me think. 42? Because it started with 85, right? So it started that year. So you got to include that year. So I think it's 45. Oh, wait. 46. Now, yeah, NBA. I have some interesting 42. Thanks, Bio. I have a couple of interesting storylines I will get to on a podcast when it comes just to the play-in. Thursday's podcast, I'll give you my storylines for the entire postseason. So we'll talk about that. Oh, it's in Saudi next year? Wow. So the Saudis got involved. Obviously, they figured that, hey, we'll pay WWE, God knows how many, I don't know about billions, but I'm sure it's in the high nine figures. And they're going to have it there, which means when they're going to broadcast that, like at 3 in the afternoon, or like, because I don't even know what the difference is time wise. So, and that's 43. Interesting. But yeah, NBA storylines, I'll get into that. On top of the NHL, which now we're down to the last 3 days of the season. Yanks got swept, I know. So did the Mets. Jeez. Do I even need to get into that? But it's crazy. I'm not, as much as I could be at the edge with the Mets right now, and everybody's calling for the manager's head, which, can we relax? And it's come from me. So, yeah, Lakers Rockets, that's going to be a very interesting series. I don't even know how to handicap that. And obviously, I get it. If Luka and Reeves come back, it's going to be a different scenario, you would think. But, yeah, the thing is with the NHL and your Kings hanging on, and I hope they make it. But my Islanders are done, so my flag is at half-mast today because they literally did nothing over the weekend. They got shut out by Ottawa, and they scored 1 goal, gave up 3 goals in 55 seconds in the latter part of the second period and lost. I can't get excited for the Lakers. I hear you. And right, no latest on Luka or Austin Reeves, huh? Which I get. He's probably still, as I speak, he's probably getting treatment somewhere in Germany. Nuno Mateus. That's a cool name. Hi from Portugal. Welcome. I appreciate that. And I'm here in New York City. So thank you for hopping on board, Nuno, as we're talking some sports here. But yeah, that's going to be a big storyline. Fishing Angel. Greetings. Morning. So you're awake. Is J-Rod awake? As I'm sure will probably pop up right after. Yeah, so I tell you, that series is not going to be sleeping. Oh, really? He's not feeling good. Oh, man. Respiratory issues? Same deal. Hopefully it's not new. Hopefully it's, well, I wish it was nothing, but. All right. Well, sending my well wishes to you, J-Rod, family, of course. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that Lakers series loses a lot of luster, especially with what's going on there. And who knows? Now, they're not going to play till Sunday, which is good. It gives them an extra day because the schedule has come out. I don't know if you're aware. For Saturday, I guess the Sunday's to be determined. And then maybe they do have times because it's obviously they don't have the teams, but they can at least pick the times. Hold on a second. If I had to guess, Sunday would be. Hold on. Yeah, same old. Yeah, Giannis, blah, blah, blah. I would think Sunday's NBA schedule would be Boston game 1 at 1 o'clock. The Lakers will probably be 5:30, I would guess, ABC, or maybe 3:30. Yeah, I would say 3:30. 6 o'clock. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Yeah, Celtics will be the first game. I don't think they put the Pistons. I think they put the Pistons at 6. Then Lakers at 3:30. And then 9 or 9:30 would be OKC. Because wait, Saturday's games. Let me think. I don't want to look at the schedule. Saturday's Toronto Cleveland's game 1. The Knicks I know are at 6. So that means Denver, Minnesota, and I think. Oh, did she really? Rossini? I'm going to get back to that, Donavis. Hang on. Fishing Angel's been coughing all night? So it is respiratory then, probably. Let me turn this around this way. Jeez. Yeah, sad that the Red Wings lost. I know, yeah. And my Islanders too. Ugh. Fishing Angel, I'm doing well. I'm alive and breathing. I'm here with you guys. I mean, he has COPD and oh, he does. Oh, jeez. Geez, yeah, I'm trying to think. Just I'm sure asthma pump, all that. Oh man. Yeah, I know Michigan lost in hockey to Denver, and Denver is your NCAA champs. That's wonderful to hear doing it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Fishing Angel. Yeah, let's start instead of guessing. I know Toronto Cleveland's the first game, and then I'll get to your comment there on this. Toronto Cleveland, I know, is the first game, and the Knicks are on at 6 against Atlanta. That I know for sure. My West matchups, I think Denver and I take that back. The Lakers are on Saturday. That's why I screwed up. Toronto, Cleveland, Lakers, I think, are the late game. And then you have the Denver, Minnesota in the middle of that. And then Sunday will be Celtics. I'd say the Lakers 3:30, Pistons, and then it'll be Thunder. Oh, I should say, wait a minute. Did I say Lakers 3:30? Forgive me. OKC's at 3:30. So Celtics at 1, OKC 3:30, Pistons at 6, and then 9:30 beat Spurs. I had the Lakers stuck on Sunday for whatever reason. And to confirm, and that's just my guess, Saturday, the 18th. Yeah, Toronto, Cleveland, Minnesota, Denver, Atlanta, New York, Houston, LA. And then Sunday is, Boston, OKC, Detroit, San Antonio, just like I thought. Now, the first 3 games are on Prime Video Saturday. Sunday, the first 3 games Prime Video, Lakers late game Saturday. And then the first 2 games on ABC, Celtics, OKC, and then Pistons, Spurs, 6:30 and 9, NBC. And that is your NBA schedule. Let's see. He's been doing his nebulizer morning and night, and wow, he's been doing all that and still you don't get better. I'm telling you. Yeah, he definitely needs to go. Yeah, how'd it go? 1. Greetings, my man. What's happening? How did fishing go? Got bites, seen fish, but got skunked again. Oh, nothing, huh? 1. What is happening out in BK? Weather's gonna get nice. 77 today, 86 tomorrow. You know I'm here for it. All right, so now Donavis, to get back to your. So Diana Rossini got suspended. Is that indefinite? And for those who don't know Diana Rossini, she's the one that got involved with Mike Vrabel, where poolside, hands locked, hugging it out. Both are married to other people. And I tell you, no, Mark is back with Hal Morris. Listen, Mark, if you're going to keep going on with that, then I'm sorry. I'm not. not to use fishing angel here, but you could throw me a line, and if you think I'm even going to nibble on that today, I'm not. So please don't waste your time. This don't sound good. What do you mean? What doesn't? Was my audio coming through bad? I don't know. I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, I'm wondering what's happening, Juan. All right, so for those who's joining, obviously I got to talk Rory. I know I don't have my ring light. My ring light is out. I got to order another power supply. As I found out this morning that the power supply went out. So I do have a backup, which I'm going to use for the podcast. So, oh, we can hear fine. All right, that's good. The Orb of Judgment. We look similar, do we? I don't know. Yeah, I can see your emoji. Wait a minute. What is going on there? Orb of Judgment. He took a screenshot of that? Can I even? That is wild. All right. We do look similar. Interesting. Masters was good. Yeah, I'll talk about that. And they're reviewing her past reporting. They're going to review her reporting, not even what she did with Vrabel. Well, Rossini, who's actually now, listen, I get it that there's going to be probably some backlash here because if they're reviewing her past reporting, because obviously the time with Vrabel and the possibility of them maybe getting AJ Brown, see, that's what they got to find out. If they're going to suspend her because of her behavior, it's not even behavior, but obviously it's not a good look. You're representing an organization, you're married, and you're out here canoodling with the head coach of the Patriots, where, yes, inside information, it obviously doesn't look good. So she deserves to get suspended. How long? I don't know. That I gotta look out for. Oh, you watched it, but you didn't? I know you're not a golf fan, Fishing Angel. But yeah, Rossini, I mean, come on. And I get it if you've had a friendship with Vrabel somehow, some way. And let's say it's just that, because I'm not going to speculate what's going on. I mean, we could easily do that. Oh, well, she's romantically involved. I mean, we don't know. So, but the reporting they definitely have to look into because they can suspend her for the one thing. And yeah, for whatever the reason, whatever they investigate and realize that what she's doing is wrong. And come on, how are you going to do that as a reporter to, yeah. And I don't even know. I know she was born in the Bronx, but I think I don't know where she's from. I don't know if she's a Patriot fan, whatever. But I get another Epstein reference. Okay. I want conflicts if they were trying to steal our player. Hey, who knows? And that's what they're going to dig. And who knows if that's, again, Patriots cheating and Belichick isn't even around. If that's the case, I'm allegedly saying that. But yeah, Rossini doesn't look good here. Does not. That'd be like me working for somebody, working for the Athletic, and let me think. Now, Georgia Frontiere is no longer with us. For those who remember Georgia Frontiere, but that's like me working for an organization, and then here I am with Georgia Frontiere, the former owner of the Rams, and I'm like walking out of a hotel with her, but I'm trying to get scoop on a trade between the Rams and some other team. Not good. And yeah, we'll see. You know what? Let me see. Did Diana? Yeah, that's a good one there, Danalis, for bringing that up. Under investigation after being seen holding hands. Yeah, Vrabel won't talk before NFL draft, obviously. She left receipts everywhere. Under investigation will not be reporting. And here's the thing. Georgia Frontier is a nightmare bio. Yeah. And that's right. She was alive when they took him to St. Louis, right? Yeah, she was still the owner then. Yes, yes, yes. Vrabel, yeah, exactly. I mean, this looks terrible. And Rossini, you got, I don't know. Again, where does your integrity come in? And this is the problem. When you put yourself out there like that, and I could see if she, hey, listen, if she was poolside where, yeah, whatever, she was dressed up. I mean, geez. I don't know. It just, and now you got to question whether or not her integrity, all that, but then even more so, and I'm sure she probably get hired elsewhere. I don't even know. And it's a little too premature to even get to that. Thoughts on how accurate Google being a sports guy? Is Google serious question? Why? Because I looked up Diana Rossini. Mark, you make it sound like I look up every 5 seconds certain things. All I wanted to find out was where Rossini being under investigation, if it's more about the photos, and even though, as it says here, that she's not going to be reporting. Marcus, if you never Google anything, come on. Let's be real here. Yeah, Vrabel, and Vrabel doesn't look good either here. Because Vrabel, I get it. Even if he had a friendship with Rossini, and he's great with the media too. But yeah, you can't put yourself out there like that. All right, Mark. Thank you. I appreciate that. But right, but to answer your question, that's a serious question. Is it accurate? Depends on what you type in. If I was going to say Diana Rossini got fired, it's probably going to tell me no, she's not fired. She's been suspended. Caused a lot of pain here and so could ruin my childhood. Yeah, Georgia Frontieri. And when did she pass away? If I had to take a guess before I get to Google, because I know Mark's gonna be like, hey, wait a second. She probably passed 2012. I know Bio could probably come up with that faster than I would. I'm sure you know about that faster than I would. Yeah, because when they went back, I know she died before they went back to LA. That I know. MR Special Forces, welcome. Yeah, I'm going to say between 2012 and 2014. Let's look that up. Georgia Frontiere. Oh, it's earlier than that. 2008. Wow. Earlier than that. Wow, I didn't realize that. I said 2012, 2014. Yeah. You have to remember humans created AI and everything on Google. Yep. I'm back in and out of the chat. Nah, it's all good, Juan. All good, man. Just knowing that you're here. I get it. You're working, doing things. Yeah, Frontieri. Um, January 18, 2008. Yeah, for some reason I thought she died later than that, but there goes the show. Yeah, so I got Rory, I got NBA, I got NHL, my Islanders. Do I even need to go there? Yeah, I'm. Here's the Islanders' problem, real quick, if I may. They need goal scoring, and it's not a shock considering that they only scored one goal in the last 2 days. And to think 2 weeks ago today, I'll get into that in the podcast. Podcast coming at you at the top of the hour. But yeah, they have three guys on their team that scored 20 goals or more. And I'm not trying to say you got to have like six or seven guys, but three guys, and the other two guys that they had that scored 20 goals or more were in the low 20s. And one of them being Matthew Schaefer, the rookie defenseman who's going to win the Calder Trophy. And, just brutal. And then Peter DeBoer, they signed to a 4-year deal. Why, I don't know. But I got that cooking. And in the NHL, you do have a couple of races that are interesting that are going to head down to these final few days. I'll talk about that. Val, welcome. As soon as you get YouTube donations, I'll be the first to donate. Your channel's underrated. Thank you, Mark. No, I am not Albanian. 8K. Yeah, Mark, I'm trying to get the thing is that I got the followers. I just got to get the watch hours. And yes, I did see that. And he called out Anthony Joshua. I don't know the guy who Tyson Fury fought. I've never seen him fight. But yes. But Mark, I appreciate that. Thank you. And listen, the super chat, I know you brought that up a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Once I get the watch hours and I get qualified for that, I'll be sure. And I'm going to do some more live streams too, where probably this week, maybe tomorrow, I'll do one. Hey, Jay, didn't realize you have hair. Oh, James, what's going on? Yeah, it's growing out. I got to shave it though. Draymond didn't play yesterday. Yeah, they were sitting him out. Oh, the NBA draft? Is it today? I didn't even know that. But yeah, Mark, I appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, I'm hoping that if I get that super chat up, that will certainly help because, yeah, yours truly. And even though I got some things coming down the pike, which I've been researching and even trying to do through my website, JAYREELZ.com for those who aren't aware. You got a bus cut 11 days ago. Good for you, James. When's your next live? But yeah. Now's the time. Merch like this coming soon. And I actually have this shirt for those interested. You send me an email, JReels, the JReels podcast at gmail.com. But yeah, and then the baseball. Do I even need to get into the Mets? But the thing is, I'm not going to be gloom and doom with the Mets. I'm sure people are thinking, oh, JReels probably got the edge right now, ready to jump. Listen, am I frustrated? Am I angry? Am I disappointed? Yes, I'm all those things. But we're not even at tax day yet. So there's a channel I follow called Alan in Vegas that nailed it on the way it works. I'll delete in 2 minutes. Uh-oh, so that means I got to go look him up now? Alan in Vegas. Did a live last night, showed some mountains views in Boulder. Nice. Way to go, Unc. Bob been commenting on my YouTube channel. Nice. Yeah, I left a couple things too, Val, especially when I know you're running. Yeah, and I'm going to get out to run today, this afternoon. Without question. Oh, you retracted that message there, Mark? What was that, Alan? And hold on. Were you being facetious? YouTube. Let's see. Oh, it's all slots, games. All right. All right, I see that. Alan in Vegas, he's got it down pat. Yeah, and I also got there's another tool I'm going to work on too to get the since it's spring and so pretty. No, that's good, man. I got to go check that out. I mean, I know it was alive, but I'm sure it's probably on your channel somewhere. They lost Val, so disappointed. Oh yeah. Warriors Clippers playing game. Yep. Wednesday night. Going to snow here this Friday. Been in a drought. Really? Now it doesn't rain that much by you, does it? I mean, it should. I would think. Yeah. So no light. I gotta get this power from. I gotta make sure to order it before the end of the day because obviously I got this. I got the podcast. I got to edit. I have post. What else? That I got to do some voiceover stuff. A lot of stuff over here. Not really rain, more. Well, Colorado has 300 days of sunshine. Kind of like SoCal. Boy, what would New York be if it had 300 days of sunshine? Jeez. Spring football is here. UFL and arena started. Oh, is that right? There's a team in Orlando, right, Donavis? I believe there is. You know what's funny? And they don't have UFL doesn't have a New York team or New York, New Jersey team. And you know what's crazy? I think I've shared this with you guys before. Yeah, when the XFL came out in 2020, I actually was fortunate enough to get credentials, and I went to 2 of the games, and it was pretty cool. Yes? All right, cool. And COVID hit, and I was hoping that'd be my way in. I get it was XFL, and then didn't The Rock supposedly had XFL down lock, where he was going to rebrand and do all that, but nah. I need to do errands before I work this afternoon. All right, yeah, no problem, Hunk. I appreciate it. Yeah, go Mets, as they will play the Dodgers the next 3 days. Dodgers are only 11-3, by the way. Do I like vinegar? Not straight or plain, but yes. Nishan. Yeah, I want to know who that, what's it call it, who was in and out of the room. What's his name again? Where is it? Yeah, the Orb of Judgment. And they used my likeness. But yeah, so it's going to be jam packed. Lots to get into with sports. Yeah, like I said, Rory. And listen, congratulations to him. But somebody I know I commented yesterday, I think his name was YouTube is full of trolls. Not that I'm giving him or her a shout out, but came out and said that, oh, yeah, there was drama down the stretch. There was not. To me, Rory had a 3-stroke lead with like four or 5 holes to go. I mean, if anything, Scotty Scheffler was the one. And oh, he missed that putt on 17, which would have had him, and that would have been the difference when you think about it. Scheffler, who for him was off in the first 2 rounds and then bounced back almost historic in the last 2 rounds, which I'll talk about on the podcast. But Scheffler on 17 missed the putt by this much. And if he would have sunk that putt, that was for birdie, there would have been a playoff with he and Rory McIlroy. That, to me, that was the drama. That was the only bit of drama in the final back 9, especially those final few holes. Posted more videos. Oh, I got to check those out, Fishing Angel. They should give Roy the jacket Saturday night. Listen, he had a 6-stroke lead. No. He had a 6-stroke lead going into Saturday, and then he gave it all back. Sam Burns, Patrick Reed, who wilted. And that was the thing. Listen, give Rory credit. I don't want to throw ice cold water on his win, but everybody else folded, other than Scheffler. So, yeah, and I'm going to talk about that on the podcast. Limbo, what is happening? Would I rather gain muscles or gain eagers? What are eagers? I'm afraid to even know what eagers are if there's such a thing. Doc Rivers has stepped down as coach of the Bucks. Yeah, that's a mess in Milwaukee, by the way. Going on that foul. Oh, he's saying he's stepping down. He's not. I thought he was gonna be fired. The Bucks gave him a 4-year deal when they hired him, the middle of last year. And Doc Rivers, I hate to say this, because he won a championship for my team in 08, but he's going into the Hall of Fame as a coach. Oh, that's one of the oldest ones in the book, Grant Bull. Same for, what is it? Yeah, somebody posted that recently. I won't get into that. Oh, Sunny Val? Nice. Yeah, it's cloudy here, but it's mild, which is good. Mark, problem with boxing today, Deontay Wilder versus AJ. Should have happened. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, boxing is just a disaster. I mean, it's, and you could say the same for many years ago where fighters should have fought. Like we never saw Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. That would have been fantastic. And Bowe couldn't stand Lennox Lewis. Or man, let me think. Did they fight even later on? I mean, they should have fought in the early to mid '90s. They never did. I should know that. No, I don't think they ever fought. Right, Riddick Bowe. No. Oh, when was that? Yeah, I know about the Olympics, but I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. I was right about that. Yeah, they should have fought in the early '90s. Why they didn't fight was beyond me, and I'm sure ego and all the right payday or whatever. But I mean, that's the problem with boxing. But yeah, that's a fight Deontay Wilder should have happened a long time ago. In fact, the last Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight was actually on my wedding night. I believe it was the last one because they fought. No, they may have fought one other time after that. Sharks Predators. Yeah, this is it for the show. Oh, the Sharks are done, Val. You know they got eliminated. But hey, you're a fan. You're gonna hang in there. Um, Islanders. What about your beloved Mets? Oh God. Yeah, they're in the same boat as the Islanders. Well, not really, but Riddick caught that kidnapping case against his own family. Career over. Well, that was yeah, but that was later on though. Top of my head is too small and blocking me. Oh, sorry about that. Beefsteaks. Yeah, but that's the thing, Marco, with fighting or boxing. A lot of those, there's been so many of those throughout the course of history where those fights should have happened a lot sooner than later. And in this case, with Wilder and Anthony Joshua, I mean, Bo was afraid of Lennox. Now, listen, obviously, they had history dating back to the '88 Olympics, but I wonder if he was he afraid of Lennox? I got to think back. I mean, it's been so long. Remember Riddick Bowe and Angel Galata? That mess at the Garden? Ugh. July 11th, 1996. I remember that well. JAYREELZ, what about my Mets? Thank you, Fishing Angel. Mets will win. Well, I don't know. Bio's going to disagree with that because that's who they play next, his team. Vlado, it's your time of the year, Vlado. NBA playing tomorrow. Greetings. How's your mom? I need to know. Bo could have been when he was great when he fought. Of course, the Bo Holyfield fight. That first one was great. Um, yeah, nah, it's Riddick Bowe, Brownsville, Brooklyn. Jason, the Mets fan, he tells me. Oh yeah, I am a Mets fan. Yeah, right now, I'll tell you to that, Val. They can't hit. So do I. The lineup certainly doesn't help. And they pitched okay. Hey, listen, they lost 1-0 yesterday. They lost 4-0 on Friday. I know they gave up 11 runs on Saturday, but they just can't hit. Then Charles Omenihu was trending this weekend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Omenihu, listen, that's sour grapes. How he came out and said that, he thought the Niner team was better. The Niner team, when the Chiefs beat them the second time, not the first one back in 2020. What was that now? 3 years ago now, that game? Yeah, technically, when you think about it, 3 Super Bowls ago. Because Niners, they lost to the Eagles. Excuse me, they lost to the Chiefs. And then, of course, the Eagles beat the Chiefs. And he's thinking that the Niners were better than the Eagle team, which is nonsense because the Eagles destroyed. And I understand that their offensive line was Swiss cheese. The Chiefs in the second Eagle Chief Super Bowl. But yeah, that's with sour grapes on his part. And now he's with the Commanders, so he's just sparked an entire fan base with those comments. The parachute guy fight. Oh yeah, that was that a Bo Holyfield? Yeah, that may have been Bo Holyfield. That's right. Yeah, because that fight was outdoors, I believe in Vegas. Yeah, that was the Bo Holyfield fight. I remember that. Good one there, Mark. Us Liberty Sports are. Is that a pill and circus? I don't have my glasses. Hello, Eblon. Us Liberty, what are you trying to tell me there? Adam the Atom. I like that. I look like a reformed homeless guy? Wow. Reformed. Do I need a haircut that bad? You're all talking about fights while America has completely been hijacked by. All right. We'll talk about boxing because this is a sports channel. So, how am I in a neurologist appointment? Let me figure my brain. All right. Well, I hope it goes well there, Val. I gained 6 pounds. I'm only 115 a week. Really? Wow. And you gained 6 pounds? Mark, you're funny. That was Holyfield Bowl I Googled. All right, Mark, I got one for you. 86 World Series. Game 6. Speaking of parachute guy, who was the guy that parachuted into Shea Stadium? I know the name. I'm not looking it up. Not going to Google. I'm sure you know the name, and I'm sure you're probably going to take a second. I would think you know off the top of your head, but here's your chance to Google it. But Fishing Angel, how did you gain 6 pounds? I'm curious. Uh-oh, here we go. Of course, Amazon's outside, so the dog has to make her announcement. Tonight, the next chapter begins. Class of 2026, NBA draft. I couldn't even tell you who's Ray Knight. No. Thoughts on Manny versus Floyd fight? Yeah, I mean that's no. I think didn't they postpone that? Yeah, that's a disaster. I mean, seriously, no clue. Actually, all right, being honest, Michael Sergio was the guy. I believe it was in the top of the second inning or bottom of the second. He came in with the "Let's Go Mets." Mets, you love him, JAYREELZ. Be happy about it, please. Ah, yeah, I know. Not taking my. Oh, is that right? So if you don't take that, that's where you gain weight? Yeah, but even if you gain 6 pounds, I'm sure you still look fine. You remember it. All right. Yeah, the Manny Floyd thing, listen, they could fight in my living room. I wouldn't watch it. I mean, come on. Those guys are relics. And even then, when they both fought, wasn't that fight later than it should have been? And I have my thing with Floyd, too. I hate to say this. I know he's 50-0. And yeah, I understand he's fought. No, he's fought. I'm not going to say he hasn't fought great fighters. I mean, he has. But yeah, I understand by record you're going to look at, but Floyd was not I got to say this correctly. Is Floyd an all-time great fighter? That's the question. I guess you have to say so at 50-0, and he's the best defensive fighter of all time. That I give him 1,000%. The best defensive fighter I saw before Floyd was Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker, Sweepy. Rest in peace. He was fantastic defensively. Just look at the Julio Cesar Chavez fight, which he got robbed in that fight. It was a draw. I saw 8-4. Pernell won that fight, but I digress. Yeah, I don't look at him as all-time great. Please, if I would look and listen, I understand you can throw out different classes, whatever, and I know they move up in class, etc. But You mean to tell me if I knew that these two were fighting, Marvin Hagler versus Floyd Mayweather? I mean, seriously, who you take? And listen, Floyd would be no joke. Listen, but Marvin Hagler, another rest in peace. I'm sorry. And you're talking all-time greats. I get it. I get it. He's 50-0. Well, what? 24 knockouts? I mean, come on. Whatever it is. They say levothyroxine is supposed to help your thyroid. Do you have thyroid issues? Oh, geez. Why didn't I grape your little brother? Oh, okay. Pots Warriors. Oh, good for him. Brandon Pozemski. No, absolutely. Hey, a couple weeks ago, it was the first time I got to see you. And now, listen, I only saw you waist up, but you certainly look very fit, though. Didn't Riddick retire to become a Marine? I don't know. That's a good one, Donavis. I'll look that up. You remind me of Teddy Atlas a little bit? Well, I got the lazy eye and Teddy Atlas, a famed trainer. Thank you, Val. I appreciate that. Told my doctor this crap don't work. It ain't taking it. If it's not working, don't take it. Don't. All they're doing is pushing pills. They want you to be a consumer, not a patient. Not to say that I'm a doctor by any means. Don't take my advice. But if it's not working, put it this way. Pills are there just to treat, not to cure. Now watch me get shadow banned for that, because that's the truth. It doesn't rain in California that much. Right about that. Like the old song, Tony, Tony, Tony. Mark Salmon, shotguns? Did I miss that? Vlado, Floyd is 50-0, but some miss to me. He's not all-time great. Thank you, Vlado. And that's my point. Ali was probably the best heavyweight defensive fighter. Yes, that I agree with. Donamis, 100%. I do yoga and exercise every day. I must have gained muscle. Yeah, that probably could be it. That's where you fit. Vic. Yes, Roy does it again. I'm going to talk about that top of the podcast in less than a half hour. Hashimoto's thyroiditis is where your autoimmune system attacks your thyroid. Autoimmune. I know. What can you do? There's got to be something holistic that you could take, Fishing Angel, that could treat that or treat it a lot better than a pill. Now I'm curious. I want to look that up. Defensive fighter like Floyd cannot be the best. Yeah, because he can't break a pane of glass with his punches. Thoughts on Barnes trying to destroy Stephen A. Barnes a clown? Well, I got a lot of thoughts on that, Mark. I'll get to that in a second. Mets, Dodgers, JAYREELZ. I can make a short for you about Mets, Dodgers. Put it on my short. All right, yeah. I'll check it out. Before I get to your comment, Mark, hold on. I'm going to look up Floyd. And, you know, and he fought Canelo, and all right. I want to go through his fights here. And instead of going off the top of my head and doing it that way. Yeah, the Pacquiao fight the first time around was going, come on. Yeah, I'm not counting Conor McGregor. Let me stop. Wow, look at that. That Pacquiao fight was 11 years ago. Yeah, Marcos Maidana. Yeah, come on. I mean, these fights were, you know, Canelo. All right, I'll give him Canelo. I mean, Miguel Cotto was way past his prime. If he fought Miguel Cotto when he was in his prime, forget about it. Now, listen, Cotto probably would be winded because a lot of swings and misses, but people forget how good he was. Shane Mosley, but Mosley was washed at that point. Ricky Hatton. Is he another rest in peace? Didn't he pass away? Yes, he did. Yeah, Hatton was a brawler, but he's tailor made. I mean, he fought De La Hoya. I mean, stop. Super Zab Judah. I remember that fight. Yep. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, going way back with these fights. Diego Corrales, another one, rest in peace. Yeah, a lot of these guys he's fought. I mean, come on. I'm throwing cold water on him, but so be it. Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis. I totally agree. I will, Fishing Angel. Yeah, season. I know, but the season didn't end, so I guess it came at the right time for him. Vic, Doc Rivers got fired to step down. Yeah, Doc Rivers. Stephen A's a clown. Matt, too. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Vlado. I know we talked about that back and forth. Floyd should fight Manny then Bronner. You mean Adrian Broner? He's another clown. Ali, Lewis, Robinson, Marciano, Chavez, then Floyd, in my opinion. Oh, you talk all time. Wow. All right, Fishing Angel. Let me see. All right, I want to get back to Mark's comment. Hold on a second. What time is it? All right, I got some time. Symptoms. No, how about treatment? All right, I'm gonna get back to that, Fishing Angel. Yeah, I gotta plug my laptop in because it's not gonna last through a whole Peloton done it 2 years. Way to go, Val. Yeah, Adrian Broner's up in a size 0. Really? Wow. Good for you. Yeah, Chavez, yeah, I mean Julio Cesar, yeah, he's forget it. All right, so you put all those fighters together. Mark, I'll get to your Stephen A. comment and Vlado too. Ali, Lewis, Robinson, Marciano, Chavez, and Floyd. All right, where do you put? All right, you got 2 heavyweights, 3 heavyweights. This is where you need Max Kellerman. I would have to throw. I don't know. I got to put my boxing cap on because, geez, I'm just like so disconnected with boxing right now. Yeah, I definitely don't argue with that list. I know some people say Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't think Sugar Ray Leonard belongs on there. I mean, he's probably top 10. I love Hagler though. Hagler was just. Yeah, Holyfield. I don't know. That's probably that's pretty good, Donavis. Yeah, I don't know. I would take. I know Floyd because of his record. I take. I mean, Hagler was just. He was my favorite fighter of that era. Yeah, you're not gonna put Tyson up there. Could have been an all-time great. Yeah, no, that's a good debate, and that's the thing. Boxing in this country has deep history. Crooked, controversial, but yeah, I tell you. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let me get to the Stephen A. thing. Yeah, I know. I believe in the young talent, but I know it's next season. Okay, Asia wanted to be like Aaron Pryor represents it today. Oh yes, that's a very good one, Mark. Aaron Pryor, another rest in peace. Tyson period. You think it should be up there, Vlado? Vic, my main sports news. I listen to Sirius XM. There are a couple of guys that, of course, Chris Russo. I mean, that's my guy. He, Tom Byrne also is very good on Sirius XM as far as sports talk. Although I'm not, because I don't like to go like New York centric too much. Brandon Tierney's, I think, is pretty good. A little, but yeah, they're just obviously, and they're New Yorker guys, so they're going to talk that. You're right about that, Mark. He was unstoppable. Will he be traded? At this point, I will not be surprised if he does get traded. Now, if he gets traded to New England, I don't think that's going to be controversial with everything that's going on. Thomas for his 87 fight win streak. Yeah. Good one, the novice. But yeah, Vic, I go to there. I love Tom Verducci for baseball. Ian Rappaport football. EJ Raddick hockey. Basketball, I like Frank Isola. I like Mitch Lawrence. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't listen to I don't. Bill Simmons is good for the NBA. Same for Ryan Russillo, but yeah, I don't listen to Simmons as much as I used to. And Simmons is a homer when it comes to teams, and he's a Celtic fan like I am. But yeah, it's just too much. All right, what's Hagop? That I don't know what that is. Is there any hockey left since Michigan hockey lost? I know. That's a good one there, Fishing Angel. Is Stephen A being picked on by a former NBA player? I'd say yes. All right, let's talk about that. Yeah, because I got about 8 minutes. I'm going to go. Yeah, because I got to switch out. I got to take out my the lights to put on here for the podcast. I got a couple of things. So this is for you, Mark, and for Vlado. And Fishing Angel, I'm going to look that up too. Hopefully I got some time to check that out with the thyroid. First off, Stephen A is out of bounds, out of line, out of control. I say that because he's a guy that he's just, whatever comes out of his mouth, it's diarrhea. I mean, does he really believe some of the stuff he says that's been coming out? And a lot of it is also like, tell me something I don't know. That's like me coming out here now and talking about, OKC, they're going to be the team to beat here in the Western Conference. Can you tell me something that is different than the sky being blue or water being wet? I mean, what? If you would have come out to say, I think the Rockets are going to the finals and here's why, and if there are legit reasons, I'd be like, all right. I may not agree, but okay. Stating the obvious, and I understand there's going to be some to state the obvious. Like, for instance, I don't even know if he's talking about the Masters. I guess he is today. Probably not. But if he would have come out to say, like, all right, you got to give credit for Rory, but to me, the entire field collapsed around them, and that's why he won. You know what? That's not going to be my take, but if that was his take, I would understand that. Maybe it's a little harsh on Rory, but it does make sense. It's plausible. And I could come out with that take to say that everybody else collapsed. And I'm not going to say Rory won by default, but his takes are just out of bounds. And for Matt Barnes to come out and get after him because of what's going on in Memphis, as far as like a lot of the polls by players saying that they hate going to Memphis, there's nothing to do there, it's dangerous, it's this, it's that. And there's been some people that have stuck up for Memphis. And then, of course, a lot of the political stuff that Stephen A gets into, which obviously I'm not going to unpack, where he does look foolish. And listen, I like Matt Barnes. He keeps it real. I don't watch their podcast that much. I've watched it at times over the years, and I get it. They're not diehard fans like you and I that are going to ask questions for the fans. And that's being real too. I mean, and I've gave you guys many of examples. But then Stephen A came out and said, oh, well, if you mess with me, changing the words around, then why didn't you reach out to me? Well, you know what? Hey, Matt had his platform to say what he wanted to say, and that's fine. And he could have reached out to him. But hey, and that's the thing with Stephen A. His ego's so big and inflated that he's at a point where it's almost as if he is God's gift to sports talk, which, let's face it, he is not. And that's why I challenge him all the time. And even here I am, this little guy in the food chain when it comes to podcasting and sports media, etc. But yeah, Stephen A is clueless. Is he going to talk? Is he going to get into the golf? Maybe he watched the golf yesterday, but I don't know. Is he going to follow the hockey? The only thing he says about the hockey, oh, the only thing I know about hockey is that the puck is black. Yeah, just because you know the NFL and NBA doesn't mean that, and listen, even with the baseball, and I clapped at him. No, can I say okay? Clapped at him. Man, yeah, Stephen A's infuriating. Yeah, he took a big L. And I don't have a problem with players or things going at him as long as it's legit. But Stephen A, yeah, he just thinks he's bigger than the sport, and he's not. Sorry, he isn't. And if I got anywhere near or close to his status, and who knows, maybe one day, knock on wood, but even then, at the end of the day, all I do is talk sports. I'm not here to change the world. Maybe I could change it in certain ways, but I'm here to entertain. I'm here to inform. I'm here to banter back and forth. I'm here to do all that. But that's it. I'm not bigger than any sport. I'm not bigger than any team. I'm not bigger than any player, so on and so forth. If I was able to get access to players, to that, whatever, and form relationships, I'd be beyond blessed to do that. But at the same time, I'm not bigger than anyone. Now, I'm here to talk about it. So it's not as if I'm going to have vendettas or personal agendas against said players or whatever. But if Stephen A was doing it the right way and just being him, and I feel like he's partially being him, but at the same time, he's also become a caricature. I mean, let's face it. And I hope this gets aggregated. I hope it gets whatever. But I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. And it's just infuriating because you want to have some people out there in this medium, in this field, that has integrity, that has transparency and authenticity. All that is important because for those who have jumped on board and have followed me from the beginning, from the middle, whatever, if you just recently come on board, is that there must be something that attracted you, and I appreciate that. You know, I profusely tell you how much I'm grateful and thankful, etc. But I'm sure there's a reason why that you're here is because, yeah, I'm not here just to be standing on my chair, pounding my chest, doing all the stupid things that a lot of these other people do, or saying things that are off the cuff or just like flat out wrong or erroneous. No, none of that. And if he's going to be the poster child to be, he's the one that everybody's going to gravitate to for their sports talk, and he's going to come out with nonsense, I have a problem with that. Let's see. I know a lot of comments came through, and I want to catch up with all your comments on top of that. All right, I got a few more minutes too. I'm going to go to 5 minutes left because, I got to get these lights in. I got to switch my outlet because I got to put in, as a matter of fact, here it is. I got it right here. This is for the laptop, but I got to take off. As a matter of fact, let me do this. And now go through your comments. Yeah, this will give me some extra time with you guys. I mean, not much more, but at least it's better than nothing. Turn that back on. Did that just shut off? That's all I need to do is just crap out my camera. Let's see. Stephen A being picked on by a former player, I'd say yes. Good one, Mark. I know that's what spurned all this. Sharks get the win for Val. Hopefully that'll be the case. Stephen A just loved money. But that just goes to show you. Yeah, don't chase the money, let the money chase you, but the money chased him, and now he thinks he's bigger than everybody else. So it's like he has these lazy regurgitated narrative takes that are just, And my man Steve started talking politics crude. Yeah, I'm not mad. He can do whatever he wants, but I mean, is anyone going to take him seriously? That's like me if I'm going to start talking politics. Give me a JAYREELZ. Really? Are we going to go there? Oh, RH in the house. His potential playing NFL ball? I never heard that, and I'm not buying. Not sure how WNBA draft is, but I watched Valkyries. They got to the playoffs first year. Golden State Valkyries, that is. Jay doesn't talk politics, but all sports. Listen, it's not to say I wouldn't, but I just rather not. And on top of that, there's certain things I'll talk about, like with health and whatever, but I mean, that's not politics, so. Giants Reds Tuesday. Yep, they're playing, and they just finished playing Baltimore. Taser Rugger, you my grandpa. I don't know. I could be. Do you consider poker a sport? It's not. To me, it's not a sport. It's a game, and there are players involved. But listen, if there's a league for poker, I understand World Series of Poker, but you got to be qualified. To me, a sport is that they actually have a league, they have standings, that's would be classified as a sport, in my eyes. That's like cornhole. You see these cornhole? I mean, I guess, is that a sport? And I guess they have leagues, and it's on ESPN too, but was the parachuter into Shea Stadium named Gabe Horn? No, it was Michael Sergio. He effed up. He effed Skip and Max both speaking recently. Did he really? I didn't hear that. Panel rules that NFL teams didn't include on quarterback deals involving Kyler. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not buying into that either. Don't like Stephen A's cocky. Yeah. JAYREELZ mugs merch coming in 27. No, coming sooner than that. JAYREELZ is real. Thank you, Mark. Okay, I meant today. I can make a Mets short. Dodgers. Yes, they play tonight. Val. Sunny March. What is happening? Thank you, Fishing Angel. Jordan never speaks on politics. He said everyone buys the sneakers. Smart man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm not going to. Listen, if somebody said right now, like, oh, an asteroid is a giant asteroid the size of, I don't know, whatever. An asteroid the size of the United States is going to hit the United States. And the current administration isn't doing anything to talk about it, whatever, address it. And if somebody asks me that, all right, I'll bring that up. I'll be like, hey, our lives are in danger. What's going on? What's happening? I'll bring that up. But if we're going to talk about other things, whatever, I mean, no. And not because I don't want to, it's because you guys aren't here for that. Now, there may be certain things I may speak on, whatever. You know, I know we're talking about health here before with Fishing Angel. But, you know, Bad Bunny needs to go back to where he belongs. Hey, Puerto Rico, let's go. Let's go. I'll go. Live off the land. All right, guys, let me land this sucker because in 6 minutes, I got to get on here and I got to set up my lights. I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to last. I've been charging right now. So hopefully I'll see you all. As you know, I won't comment until the back end of the live stream. So the first hour, I'll be talking about everything that's going on. And then the back end, I'll take questions, comments, etc. I look like Enrique Iglesias. I do. That's a first. Nobody's ever told me that. And listen, I'll take that than Jeffrey Epstein. That's for damn sure. Mark, thank you, man. I appreciate you. And I appreciate that despite our little back and forth, our differences with Hal Morris and the World Series. Yeah, so I'll see you 6 minutes. As always, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate the support. True passionate sports talk. No clickbait, no rage bait, none of that fluff. You're not going to get that here. And until